How to replace the fuel line in a Husqvarna 136. The fuel line on a Husqvarna 136 chainsaw connects the fuel tank with the carburetor. It allows the proper amount of fuel to reach the inlet valve on the carburetor, before the fuel proceeds to the mixing chamber for ignition. The fuel line is a small hose that can get kinked, pinched or dislodged from the carburetor. Further still, this hose can get clogged by sawdust, dirt or dried up gas if the fuel filter isn't working properly. Things you will need: approved fuel container, screwdriver, needle-nosed pliers, scissors, bar oil, metal hook baling wire, replacement fuel filter. Open the gas cap and pour out any remaining gas inside the tank. Empty the gas into an approved fuel container. Start the chainsaw, if you can, and let it run out of gas. Unscrew the 4 retaining screws that hold the cylinder cover in place over the air filter and carburetor. The cylinder cover sits on the top, in between the starter cover and the bar cover. Remove the screws and cover from the engine. Unscrew the bolt that holds the air filter in place, using your hands. Pull the air filter off its mounting plate. Unhook the fuel line from the elbow connector on the carburetor, using the needle-nosed pliers. Bend one end of the metal wire into a hook. Reach into the tank and grab the fuel filter and fuel line with the metal hook. Pull the fuel filter and fuel line up and out of the tank. Grab the end of the fuel line with the needle-nosed pliers and pull it out of the tank. Measure out a 6-inch piece of new fuel line. Cut off the line from the roll. Taper one end of the fuel line to a 45-degree angle. Insert the straight end of the metal hook into the fuel line. Coat the outer edges of the hose with a little bit of bar oil. Insert the hook and fuel line into the tank. Push both components down through the hole in the tank. Keep pushing until the line pokes out through the carburetor. Pull the exposed end towards the elbow connector on the carburetor. Cut off the tapered end. Leave about 1 to 2 inches inside the tank and cut off any excess fuel line in the tank with the scissors. Insert the nozzle of the new fuel filter into the end of the fuel line. Set them down in the tank. Hook the fuel line back up to the elbow connector on the carburetor. Screw the air filter back in place. Set the cylinder cover and tighten its screws in place. Fill the chainsaw with freshly mixed fuel. Tips: warnings. To increase engine performance, replace the fuel filter every time you replace the fuel line. Always be careful when working with fuel, as it is highly flammable.